We have the power. Yes, the audiophile community, the hi-fi community, the vinyl community, the music lover community, whoever you are, if you're seriously dedicated to this passion, you can do a change. In fact, today in this video, we're going to take a look at 5 updates related to a few videos I did in the past, a few topics I touched, where together our impact did create a difference. Want to know more? Let's dive in. Okay guys, I usually don't do this type of videos. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, all together mixed, no. But there are these topics that needed a little bit of update and more info, and I think it's a good idea to put them all together instead of do a dedicated video. I hate clickbait where there's these huge videos with just a little teeny piece of information. No, I like to put a lot of juice, a lot of information, quality content, I hope. That's what I think I'm doing, and hence deliver a quality product. In this case, I had to put different parts, but I think they're worthwhile, and you'll see why. Stick with us. Okay, so as I said, 5 updates. Let's start immediately with the most recent, actually. Kind of Blue. Yes. As you know, here is a link. I did a review of these fantastic, very amazing releases of master tape copies of Blue Train by John Coltrane and Kind of Blue by Miles Davis. I did a comparison. You can find the tracks there in the video and also for download. You're going to find the link, as always, as I said before, up here or also down in the video description. All the links I'm going to mention. And what did I do? Since a lot of people wrote me and also navigating around, I've read different forums with a lot of people were saying, drop the tapes, go and get the HDTT, the high definition tape transfer, and get the DSD 256 of Kind of Blue. There's also the correct velocity version because side A had these problems. They recorded it with a faulty machine. There were some problems, but they had to modify it in PCM, and hence the correct speed version is in high resolution PCM. The not correct version is in DSD. So I downloaded them and I made a comparison. I made a comparison with the rips, the digital rips of my version of Kind of Blue, because in that video I made a comparison with my master tape copy and the one from Hemiolia. And I want to say, here is my result, here is my opinion. Stop the video if you want to do it by your own. You're going to find the tracks for download here below. In DSD, I can't edit it, so you're going to find the entire track. Please delete it after you've done the test, in respect to who is producing this, and also the correct speed WAV PCM version, okay, wave. At that point, that you're going to find it truncated, cut as in the video, okay? I did the comparison, once again, with the digital versions. I didn't put back the tape, and without any doubt, the Hemiolia and my copy are much better. The digital rip. One could say, but then it's not a matter of analog and digital. True. Clearly, if you listen to the tape, is even more evident. But let's remain to that digital copies. What can I say? I can only say that even though they probably did an excellent job, the versions coming from the ones I have on my master tape and Hemiolia coming from the Hermitage collection are better, even in digital. So, once again, download the tracks, and you leave me your comments here below. I'm very interested. Okay, let's proceed. Let's come now to our second point, probably the most important of this video, the SKW cables. Now, I did a few videos on this topic. The first video a couple of years ago where I highly recommend some speaker cables. A lot of people criticized me, saying that they were not made of OCC copper. So I decided to contact the guys of SKW, and finally they replied. They sent me a wealth of information. Here is a link of that video, where I understood that it was of 6/9 of purity. So I was happy about that. But obviously I forgot a part of the investigation, a part of the concept of OCC, monocrystal copper. There has to be only one crystallization of the copper. That is what makes it fantastic. It's incredible effects. So I did a special type of analysis together with a university. I'm not going to go too much in detail. Here is a link of that other and final result. And you're also going to find, once again, the link here below, where it came out that these cables are not made of OCC copper. Okay? That was kind of shocking. Once again, though, the quality of the cable remains. No problem with that, I think. I mean, the Sonics, for the price, are very good. What is the update? What is the news? That SKW removed the OCC label from all their products on Amazon.com and probably also in other places. So, as I was saying before in the beginning of this video, we have the power. It's incredible. This is a big achievement, I think, because it clearly comes out after that video we did together with the analysis of the university and all your comments, and probably there were some repercussions. There must be an echo that I don't know about that finally brought the SKW to take the decision to take down the OCC indication. Now this tells us clearly that they knew they were not using OCC, okay? Because I never was contacted by them. Nobody said or contacted me and wrote me or telephoned me or whatever saying, no, you're wrong, here is another documentation. Nobody ever said nothing, and they took away the label, the OCC word from all the descriptions in Amazon. Once again, I stand for the quality of their cables. I'm glad they did this. I'm glad we had this kind of impact and control on what's happening. And unfortunately, I must say that who knows how many other brands and cables out there claim being a OCC, and they are not. We need more certifications. Only Neotech and a few others have that. So I guess from now on, I'm really going to pay attention, unfortunately, for this aspect. Okay, but the positive result is there. Let's proceed. Point number 3, new cassette decks. A lot of people wrote me about this because a year ago, more or less, I created a video where I declared that new cassette decks apparently were about to come out, were about to be released, because a little bird who is in the field told me that probably was going to happen. Now, I replied in the comments and in other videos. I gave a little bit of information, but since a lot of people are asking, I want to do this now in this video on updates. And what happened? Very simple. Unfortunately, medium-sized production houses like Recording the Masters, like We Are Rewind, tried. They invested. They wanted to do high-quality decks. Now I can undisclose this. But in the end, they just saw that the costs were too damn high, because the whole chain of production is missing. We don't have that. So you're going to have to modify some machines to obtain certain types of components, or you're going to have to do it inside the house, special type of components. But in the end, I mean, the prices would go so much high that even the final deck would be too expensive for the final consumer. So in the end, they completely aborted everything. And in fact, We Are Rewind did only a portable cassette deck. We can call it like a Walkman. Here is a link to that review. In any case, this is probably never going to change, because the costs are so high that clearly if you go out and get a vintage piece of the gear, a deck, it's going to cost much less. If you get it serviced, it's going to be in perfect condition, and it's going to sound much better, much better. So really there is no purpose, unfortunately, unless a huge brand like Sony, for example, jumps in and decides if enough demand is pushing, they could decide to invest in that and recreate even a good Walkman or a good deck. And at that point, things would change dramatically. They have the resources, time, and technology to do it. Other smaller brands, it's just too difficult, unfortunately. Okay, let's proceed. Speaking about Sony, Our fourth point is dedicated to the Sony master tape copies. I did a video a few weeks ago, a few months ago, on this topic where I stated how tragic, how sad was the result, the sonics of those tapes. Big disappointment. I was not expecting this. The price tag is very high, was very high, and I also had a lot of feedback from people in the field. I got some emails, I met people in fairs who told me, you did good, you did right. We all had this sensation, we all had this idea that Sony was putting out crap, very bad master tapes. So it's not just my opinion. I was glad about this, since I did test only one. And what happened? Where is our power? Where does this, the main aspect of this video comes up? Well, the Sony master tape copies don't exist anymore. They closed the site. Just a few weeks after the video, in the end, a few months, not even. And I want to thank the community. I want to thank one of my subscribers who told me about this. Thank you very much. So once again, I hate to do videos where I demolish things. You don't know how many things, objects I send back that I start out reviewing, but they're just not good, and hence I don't do the video. Because I don't want to do a video where I just talk negatively about something. There's no purpose almost, unless there is something very famous or there is a lot of debate on, or I don't know, it's going in the opposite direction and someone should signal that, then maybe I'll kick in. But if it's just something that I find terrible, I just drop it in most cases, except for this one where I think it was a good thing to signal this to the public, to the community. And I'm glad Sony took it down. Sony can do much better. That's the bottom line. They have a lot of resources, clearly. The people, the master tapes, you can do incredible stuff, and people are going to pay for them. So put quality products out there, and you'll see, hello Sony, and you'll see that you will have a different reaction and much better results. Absolutely. Let's proceed. Our last and final point is dedicated to the Onzow Zerodust. Now, I did a video, one of my first videos, dedicated to how to clean your stylus. Here is a link. Among different products, I also recommended the Onzow Zerodust. Then, a few years after, fast forward, comes out that in various forums, videos, there's also articles. It was greatly pushed ahead by Michael Fremer, where some analysis were conducted where they declared that a residue stick to the stylus, to the cantilever. There were some problems with the Onzow. So I decided to do my own test because I was using it for years and I never noticed anything. So I was also contacted by Onzow. They sent me over a pack of clean Onzow. I have like 10 over in my cupboard, my room, my storage room. And they sent me a documentation, technical information, all the tests they did, and they never found anything. That's what they were claiming. So I decided to do my own test directly on camera. I did the test, and there was no residue with the microscope and things like that. But reasonably, someone wrote me saying, well, you should do that for a longer period, not just one dive and then check if there's anything. And actually, he was right. So I decided to do a very long test, 5 months, even more, I think, where I was using only Onzow, because in the past I was using the Onzow, the little brush, and also the Nagaoka chemicals and other things like that to clean it. So I used only Onzow. I informed Onzow in Japan about this, and I wanted to do a video demonstrating that nothing was attached to my cartridge in any part. When I went there to check after 5 months, unfortunately, I discovered that there was a residue all over the stylus, all over the cantilever, and it was difficult to remove. I was shocked and angry. I told them, so I clearly aborted the project to do a video in their defense. I wrote under all the videos that there is this risk, unfortunately, because it is true that if you use the Onzow together with other things, I never found any residue. But if you use only the Onzow, then it sticks, unfortunately. So I didn't do a dedicated video, but I did want to give a little bit of space on this here on camera, even though the article was pretty clear, the scientific article, I must admit. But I never recorded anything with my eyes, with my experience. After using it only that for a long time, now I can admit that yes, there is. So there is the power of the community in an opposite way. So you convinced me to take my time to do a little more research, to test, and in effect, in reality, it came out that you were right and that the article was right, that unfortunately it does leave a residue. Okay, guys, please leave your comments here below on all these topics. If there are other videos that left out some aspects you would like some updates on, please write here below and I will take some notes and maybe do another video. What else can I say? Thank you again for watching, and remember that music is born analog.
Well guys, if you're enjoying my videos and you're enjoying my channel, please consider to subscribe by clicking the black and white logo here below. Also, don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll never miss an episode and you will become a true member of the analog community.